China. 1,350 million people. That's a lot of people. Chinese people. Yet one man stands alone. One man is on a mission to wander this land, see the sights, and meet those people. And after 12 months learning their language, to be one of the first to do stand-up comedy in Chinese. This man's name is Des. Des Bishop is breaking China.
I can't believe it's already been 5 months into my Chinese adventure. And now, with college out for the summer, I've decided to escape from Beijing. And I'm heading north, to the very top of this massive country, right up to the border with Russia. I want to find other ways to continue learning the language, so I've taken a job, organized by my buddy Leo, in the sleepy town of Heilongjiang, in the border province of Heilongjiang. I'll be working in this family-run restaurant, but before I get started, I'll have to sort out my uniform and then introduce myself to my new work colleagues and the place that for the next month, I'll call home.
好。
是这个床。
我的。
对，你的。
你们都在这儿
一起。
哎呦，
没事儿。
谢谢。
没事。
哦，很舒服。
那床你是短不短呢？你能
什么？
开水吗？
什么？
床是太短了。床短不短？
哎，没问题。
没问题啊。
没问题。没问题。This is the sushi, the dorm that I'll be living in for 3.5 weeks, and it's in many ways not as good as I was thinking, and in other ways not as good as I was thinking. Just not great. But you know, hey, it's like camping. This is my toilet for the month. I have to be honest, it wasn't. I just wanted to work in a restaurant to learn better Chinese. I wanted to live in the sushi, to live with the guys. This was not part of the plan, I have to say. "8:30. Start work every day at 8:30. We start with a meeting. This is our meeting."
那个是这样的啊，那个咱们来了一个就是新的团队啊，又加入了咱们的这个团队又新加入了1名，那个咱们的国际友人。来上前面自我介绍一下吧。
我。
对。在这里。
介绍我的。我是毕汉生。
来自
什么？
来自哪儿啊？
来自哪儿？什么？我是爱尔兰人。爱尔兰人。我现在学汉语。在人民大学，在北京。别的。别的
呀，别的我听你说了，他干嘛呀？
干嘛？
他问你的年纪。
什么？
他问你的年纪、年龄。
年龄？哦，37岁。
不像吧
？37没有结婚。谢谢。
不客气，谢谢。
I'm a Yin Bing Yuan. Yin Bing Yuan. Yin Bing Yuan. And which means I'm a greeting person, a welcomer. And I can describe to you what a welcomer is. He's somebody who welcomes. 你好，欢迎光临。欢迎光临。Perhaps they looked up Ireland online before I came and thought, oh, it's the land of 100,000 welcomes. He'll be great at being a welcomer. A welcomer says, 欢迎光临,欢迎光临. 晚上好,欢迎光临. You'll notice I sound like a girl when I say it because I was taught by girls. I've kind of developed a female accent. I can't say, because there's never a guy. A guy is never a yin bin yuan. You know? So basically, I've even before I started working here, people say, 欢迎光临, it's a girl, so I say, 欢迎光临. That's all. 晚上好，欢迎光临。哎，好了，你好。欢迎光临。你好。嗯。哪个国家的？爱尔兰。爱尔兰啊。你的标准是没拿你。好，谢谢。It was really interesting because some of them make fun of it. They walk, I go, 欢迎光临, and they go like, 欢迎光临. And I was just like, hey, fuck you. I can tell you right now, if I walked into a Chinese restaurant in New York and somebody said like, oh, you're very welcome, I would not go, oh, you're very welcome. And if I did, I'd be an asshole. Like, if I did, I'd be arrested. You know, I'm like, oh, you're arrested for fucking hate crime. I would never do that. They're like, you know, like, you're making fun of my shit Chinese with your fucking shit English version of Chinese, motherfucker. I mean, in fairness to them, in their defense, it's probably the first time they've had to make fun of a Western-speaking Chinese because it's the first fucking time they've ever heard it live. And they might have heard it on TV, but they certainly weren't expecting some tall fucking Russian, as far as they were concerned. Heilongjiang is what the Chinese call a small city, Xiaochengshi, population of just under 1 million people. The people are very friendly. Nobody speaks English. You'll never see a foreigner. And it uses its public space like nowhere I've ever seen before. Yeah, the thing about China is you work for 12 hours, right? So if you don't get up early in the morning, like you've got no life. Like right now, it's like, what, 6:35 a.m.? But there's no point in thinking of it like 6:35 a.m. It's not 6:35 a.m. It's this time in China where you exercise. 你今年多少？49. This guy's 49 years old. 48, 49. Wow. There's like this 4-hour period from sort of 4:30 in the morning till people go to work. They're in the park, exercising, walking. People walk around and waving their arms. Don't give a shit. Every morning, every afternoon, they dance together. Sometimes I think it's the coolest thing ever, and then other times I think where it's like almost like military style, you know? And I feel like it's a bit of a hangover from the Cultural Revolution where everyone got together and sang songs and had to do this kind of like community eating, and I can't figure it out. Basically, all I'm trying to do is just give my thoughts about Heilongjiang. But literally every spot we've gone to, we get observers. So I guess they're just gonna have to be a feature. The big difference between Beijing and Heilongjiang is that being a foreigner is still a big novelty here. So everywhere you go and everything you do, people watch you. Take out your phone, people look at it. Read something in English, people start reading it, realize they can't read it. There's just no private space. Like everywhere you go, there's people asking you questions, discussing what you're doing. Like they're discussing what we're doing now.
你在这边上大学啊？
在北京上大学。
在北京上大学。
And eventually they stop observing. They just get
你
involved.
上几年大学啊？
你是哪里人呢？
你多高啊？
我是爱尔兰人，我是1.9米。 restaurant is great, the food is great, but like Chinese customers, like we would consider them kind of ignorant and rude. Chinese people aren't rude because like it's okay to do what they do in China, so they're not rude, they're just Chinese. But like I look at them and I just can't, like they spit on the floor, inside they spit on the floor, which is absolutely fine. They throw their cigarette butts on the floor, which is absolutely fine. In other parts of the world, they're assholes. Here, they're just Chinese. It's fine, you know? And like it's a regional part of China, so you get like rough around the edges types, which has been interesting to see, you know? It's just so annoying because these Chinese guys, they sleep anyway. Like, they sleep on the side of the road, for fuck's sake. I'm stuck here with flies in my face, like an old abandoned horse. And they're dreaming about naked Chinese women. So I'm in a bed that's not even a bed, that's not big enough for me, which means that I sort of have this concern for the fish while I'm sleeping. It's much worse than I was expecting. In Ireland, it would definitely be illegal. It has no running water, no toilet. Now, I'm not complaining, but it doesn't smell great. This is my new life. But today it's raining, so I couldn't resist having a proper shower. And to be honest, it's kind of nice.
行了，走吧，人都走了。这是干啥去？上厕所啊？
These guys every morning and afternoon, to be honest, they have their little dance. I've come to love the song, and turns out they're not the only one. Popular song. Hotels, restaurants, chemists, supermarkets. A lot of them have like a little sort of show every morning, afternoon, before work. I guess it kind of advertises the business, but also it's like a little bit of exercise in the morning, gets everybody in line. I don't know, they're big fans of this kind of like military, everything in unison type thing. It's unique to China. I mean, it's very entertaining. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to ask anybody if they really like it. I tried to bring the dancing in here, but surprisingly, despite their despise for democracy, my motion was voted down in that nobody wanted to do the dancing here. Which brings me to believe that maybe those guys don't want to do the dancing either, but they have to. But anyway, it's great entertainment for us every day. Lunchtime. Lunchtime here in the Zhongcha restaurant. Myself and the Fu Sheng, the bus boys, we eat together. My rice. 什么？你可以吃那个，我吃那个。Me and him always get each other's food. 哦，昨天晚上他们赢了。3-0, 3-0, 3-0. My Beijing football team won 3-0. He likes sports, this guy. We talk about sports. 你想吃吗？你可以吃。Neither. Working is great because you're in with people, and you're in with Chinese people. They don't speak English. It's perfect scenario. So perfect in terms of language learning. I'm questioning whether I should have gone to college in Beijing in the first place, and secondly, whether I should go back at all, you know? Yeah, so today they're letting me be a waiter for the first time. We'll see how it goes. I'm not really great with the food, you know, like, but we'll see what happens. 这个是汉堡的。汉堡的。
看单儿，看单儿，自己不会看单儿，来，帮忙看一下单子，看收看吗？啊。是的话就帮他画一下，3条。
Tonight's busy, man. Busiest night since I've been here, actually. 好，你好。煎菜。
哎好，那个杂菌，
肉炒杂菌，
肉炒杂菌，
还有呢？
来个加拌凉。
凉菜，加拌凉
菜，加拌了。好。Actually, I was kind of nervous. You know what it is? It's the pressure of just all this Chinese coming at you. You don't really understand. The sad thing is that I know that I can't really be a proper waiter. I can help, but my Chinese isn't good enough to be a proper waiter. But at the same time, I wanted to understand enough that I wasn't just standing there like an idiot. To be honest, I was just waiting for them to be like, oh, come on, stop wasting our time.
来个清新小炒。清新小炒。
清
新小炒。
I thought I'd get a better handle on the food, but actually food is more complicated. It's not just like chicken and lamb and, you know, like I thought I would get a handle on that, but actually they all have different names like fragrant, you know, fragrant blah, 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 you know. 谢谢。
碧绿腌肉虾球。
啊？
碧绿腌肉虾球。
打扰你一下。
这是什么？
碧绿。对不起，我的发音不太好。I really feel that day by day my Chinese is getting better, but it's very hard for me to gauge the difference. But every now and then I find myself in the middle of a conversation going, wow, actually, I'm actually totally speaking Chinese. Now it's pretty basic Chinese, but at the same time it's like.
哎，服务员。
你好。
菜那个快点上。
吹菜。
吹菜，上菜。
对不起。如果客人说，我们的菜快点呀，你说什么？
你好，请稍等，我们的菜马上就出来了。
再说一遍。
你好，请稍等，我们的菜马上就要出。
你好，请稍等。你好，请稍等，我们的菜
马上就要出来了。
马上就
咸鱼杂粮包。
什么？
咸鱼杂粮包。
咸鱼杂粮包。
咸鱼。
咸鱼。
杂粮包。
杂粮包。
它是咸鱼，它是杂粮包。
咸鱼杂粮包。
咸鱼杂粮包。
咸鱼杂粮包。咸鱼杂粮包。In all my wildest dreams, I would have never thought that I'd be like in a restaurant in the middle of nowhere, having like a Chinese conversation with people who just can't speak English at all. That's pretty cool. 溜达。散步。溜达。And Chinese sounds nothing like Chinese used to sound to me. That's what's really strange. When I listen to people speaking, Chinese to me was always like, you know, like, I don't know, it's hard to describe how suddenly it's just like, it doesn't sound like Chinese anymore, if that makes any sense. Now it just sounds like a language.
你看耍流氓呢？耍流氓，耍流氓。
我看了他的句子很大。
你怎么还撒谎呢？是不是你教的呀？谁教你的？
他很矮，但是他的句子很长。Heilongjiang and working in the restaurant was the first time I felt like I had real friends. You know, I mean, it's just different. Life is a bit freer. Suddenly it was like I had mates, people I could just hang out with. I go into work, I can only speak Chinese, they only speak Chinese, but I go into work, I'm fucking around with these guys, you know, we're joking around, we're looking at each other's phones, I'm showing them pictures. 我想说，你们很好的同事们，谢谢你们欢迎我，很好，你叫我很好的应聘员，还有
这里不是幼儿园。这里没有老师，这里没有老师。
跳舞，自己化学去了。
当然，我会想你们。
你没良心说话了吗？良心不懂，拍拍你良心，说一些实话。
I do feel like those staff members are my friends, but I also feel a bit bad because my life is very different to their life. I actually feel a bit bad that I'm now leaving them and living this completely other life, despite feeling like, you know, they're my friends.
Time rolls on, and my month on welcome duty has come to an end. Before I leave Heilongjiang, I want to take a quick trip to the Russian border. Unfortunately, this journey is on a bus with seats not made for foreign knees. These buses are made for Chinese people. In Ireland, those are called buckets. On a Chinese bus, they're called extra seats. That's seat 21A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Thankfully, the journey takes less than an hour. And it mightn't be grass, but definitely those trees look greener on the other side. That's Russia. We're on the edge of China. 我想游泳去俄罗斯。
不可以。
I want to swim to Russia. I just told him I want to swim to Russia.
第一，水很急，很危险。
First of all, the currents are very dangerous. Secondly,
第二，对面有俄罗斯的军人，会拿枪打你。
don't think you need me to translate that, but he said the other side has Russian people that will shoot you.
This will get me a little closer.
你就不紧张是吧？
我有点紧张，有点紧张。
你就不紧张？
不紧张。
对，你就不紧张。
不紧张。
快到地方的时候，前面立的是一个海绵垫子，海绵垫子。
海绵垫子。
快到地方的时候，双脚抬起来。
哦呀，好，明白。
身体往后倾，身体往后倾，知道了？
好。
哎，
好。
平时这样的。平时。
If you want to know how there is absolutely no health and safety in China, watch.
哎呦我天！还行，没那么害怕。
太吓人了。
If the landing isn't dangerous enough, then this is the bridge that you have to take back. If there's any way to take symbolism from the fact that I'm now on the border of China and Russia, I would say that because today is my 5-month anniversary of my time in China, that we can use this as a symbol of the journey that has taken me right to the edge of China. All the things that I've learned right here to the edge. The language, the culture, all the new friends I've made, my time in Heilongjiang. I'm taking all that I've learned in this journey this far and going right back to the center, right back to Beijing, to see if we can take all that information and turn it into the next level of understanding China, a deeper understanding of Chinese people and Chinese culture. So I guess what I'm saying is I baptize myself in the name of China. But I'm not drinking the water.
你好是开口问土，开口问土，开口问土，那个不错。
I have to say, there wasn't a car park in any of the kung fu movies that I watched as a child.